Hey there, everybody. Tony Close and Alan Silva here, doing a little bit of a different format this time. We're kind of doing a little get to know your industry a little bit better. We want to learn the life of a lender and an agent and try to understand a little bit better. So we've created a few questions to ask each other just to get to know each other's industries a little bit better. So hope you guys enjoy this, and let's fire away. Alan, you can start off with question number one if you like.
Yes, Tony. So, what are some of the things most people don't know about being a loan officer in today's world?
Good question. So, a lot of things that I come across with my clients is that they don't realize we can do loans in every state but New York. So when people are relocating, they don't ask us about out-of-state loans because they think we only do loans in California. So that's one very important distinction, is to know that we can actually do loans in every state. Also, we like to submit loans before people find properties. It's called a TBD loan approval. It allows you to get pre-approved before you go shopping. And what's beneficial about that is the transaction's a lot smoother. It can be a lot shorter of a transaction, and there's less bumps in the road. So those are a couple pretty important ones that I don't think a lot of people know about the lending industry and our company specifically.
Good. Okay.
Got one for you, my friend.
Yes.
What inspired you to become a realtor in the first place?
Yes, great question. I've gotten that over the years. Well, I've always wanted to become an architect, so going through the high school architecture program and college, I thought about one day, it's like, you know what? Why not just sell the product instead of designing it from scratch? And I can be out and about, and every day can be a little bit different.
Right.
So instead of being in a cubicle working at an architecture firm year after year, I thought long term, how about I just become a realtor and sell the product and help out quite a few bit of families, and I have. And that's how I got into it.
I love that. That's a great answer. Cool.
Thank you. Okay, how do you handle those fire drill moments when a deal is about to fall apart, Tony?
Yes, ran across a few of those in my life. I found over the years that the way my approach to this has changed significantly. I used to just try to avoid it as much as possible and then, come up with good news at the end. I've changed it significantly, and now I'm very much about a proactive communication style, where a 5-minute out call to somebody before or as something's being presented to me as a challenge is far more beneficial, and it puts everybody at ease, other than them calling me going, what's going on? So I've really changed that to where I'm much more proactive with my communication. I'm letting people know about potential challenges that might occur, because then they appreciate the fact that we're on top of it, we're recognizing it, and we're identifying and letting them know that we're on it. And it just puts everybody at ease. So it's a much smoother transaction. People have pointed that out to me over time, that, hey, this is great that you communicate that way. I appreciate you letting us know. And it's made transactions a lot more smoother all the way around.
Great to hear that, Tony.
Yeah. Another question for you, my friend.
Yes.
What's a common mistake you see realtors make that can complicate the lending process?
Yes, great one. So over the years, my experience of doing this, I've noticed that the mistake that I see with realtors is they stop communicating with their lender once an escrow is open, or when they're in the pre-approval process after meeting the clients and introducing the clients.
Okay.
So by not communicating from the real estate side over to the lending team, a lot of bad things can happen, right? A client can feel not taken care of, and they can go elsewhere and things like that. But that's been the number one thing I've noticed over the years, is the drop in communication between the real estate agent to the lender side.
Right.
Creating that continuity between the mutual client.
I love that. That's wonderful.
Yes. So question for you.
Yeah.
What's changed the most in lending over the past few years?
One of the big ones that we've seen just recently within the last 6 to 8 months is the buyer's commission, and how that gets negotiated and who is going to actually pay that. And as you know, that can change by property. So when we're sending out loan options and different things like that, we don't include anything from a buyer agent fee until we know if that is something that is going to be a part of the transaction and responsible on the buyer side. So knowing that and being in full communication with the client about that may be a charge for them, and then determining based on the property if it's going to be or if the seller will pay that. So that's been a big one. It's been recent, and it's been one that has really opened good lines of communication with us and agents like you. Yeah. Another question for you. What trends do you see shaping the future of real estate market?
Yes, this one I get asked. So over the years, I've noticed it, especially in the post-COVID era. I've seen a trend going towards the multi-generational household, where I'm seeing a lot more people teaming up to buy one property. And the reason why I've noticed it is just since the 2008-ish crash we've had, there's been less new construction that's been built.
Mhm.
So we're now seeing that delayed response to that, and some people just can't afford the full retail larger homes, so they're teaming up as a family and they're buying these properties. And that's been something that I have heavily noticed since 2008, but more so since in the post-COVID era.
Yeah, property values going up so quick, and especially in the areas that we do a lot of our business and market to, it's tough. It's tough to buy a house as a first-time home buyer by yourself these days.
Yes, affordability plays into play.
A lot of that for sure.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
What's the difference between being pre-qualified and pre-approved, and why does it matter, Tony?
Great question. So pre-qualified means that you've completed a loan application. What you've put on the application, we've put into our system and ran a soft credit inquiry. And then we've determined based on the income and the assets that you've put in, if you qualify for a home loan. And we send out sample numbers to reflect that. Pre-approval, which is the next step, is sending in your documentation to verify that you actually make the income that we can use and have the assets to close. It's a crucial part from getting from step 1 to step 2, because that's the heavy lifting in a loan that allows us to know that you can write an offer, know that if it gets accepted, you'll be able to close on that loan. And as I mentioned, we can take it one step further and do an ultimate loan approval, which is getting fully loan approved before shopping. That makes things even easier. But pre-qualified and pre-approved is a huge step in the process. We like it to be done early before you go shopping, just so that you know that you can afford a property and you can close on that property if you get an offer accepted.
Well, thank you for explaining the differences.
Very important differences for sure.
Yes.
Next question for you, my man. What is the most important question a buyer should ask you before starting the process?
Yes. Well, I believe any potential buyer that's thinking about buying here in California should be asking the real estate professional, are you a full-time agent or are you a part-time? Reason being is, if you do this full-time, you're in the know. You know the laws, you know the paperwork pretty well, and you're just in it. You're looking at the data daily, right? Every morning. If you're doing this part-time, you may have distractions from your part-time job that can really deter that potential client and ultimately hinder their experience in becoming a homeowner. Yeah, right.
Yeah. We've dealt with both.
We
know those dedicated are the ones that are getting the transactions done and smoothly. So
yes,
that's awesome.
Yes,
Good call.
Tony. Question. What's your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of this job is calling the client when the loan is funded, especially if they're first-time home buyers. And the reason being the appreciation, knowing you got to the finish line, being able to explain that the fruits of all their hard work have paid off is just the best feeling in the world. And I love being able to deliver that news. When I get the voicemails, I get a little disappointed, but it definitely makes my day, because then you get to have that wonderful closure conversation of the excitement, the energy, and being able to deliver that good news. That's one of my favorite parts of the job for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Another question for you. How do you balance your work and personal life, especially during busy periods?
Yes, this is something that I'm very passionate about. You've known me for years. Since 2012, Tony, I've decided to take Sundays off. And I bring this up because what I realize is, to better serve my clients, we got to be rested. And I've tested and tried this day over and over, 18 plus years. And I realized that Sundays are the best days to take on as a real estate professional, because the banks are closed, escrow offices are closed, title people are usually not available, and so on and so forth. So I realized that by coming back refreshed on a Monday morning, I then have 6 full days to service my clients at a higher level with the white glove service. The second thing I do, how I balance it, is I never like to work with more than 5 clients at a time, whether it's a seller or are all buyers. I realized that at about 5 or more, a little bit after 5, you tend to lose the white glove service that I pride myself on. So I've realized that taking a day off, balancing it out a little bit, and then coming back Monday, re-energized, I can service my clients at a higher level than industry.
That was awesome. Well put and a smart strategy.
Thank you, thank you. Question. Coffee order when you're in the middle of a deadline?
Oh my gosh. So I am new to the coffee world. I never used to drink coffee. Probably within the last 6 months to a year, I've gotten on the coffee bandwagon a little bit. I love the vanilla cold brew. I do get it venti with no ice, and there's a strategy behind this. First off, I don't drink a venti all in one day. I can spread it out over 2 days.
Really?
So that's where the no ice comes into play. And it makes me look like I'm not addicted to coffee as much. I don't have to go every day to the Starbucks to pick up my little venti cold brew. I can go every other day. So I don't feel like I'm as 2 feet in the water when it comes to coffee world. But yeah, I mix it up and I only do it Monday through Friday. So I'm not a Saturday, Sunday coffee person at all.
Okay, discipline.
Yes.
I like.
Yes, I do need it though. It is important.
Yes.
Rapid fire for you, my friend.
Thanks.
What is your favorite personality type to work with?
Yes, well, there's quite a few different personalities, as you can imagine, that we've worked with over the years. My favorite, though, would be the high energy, influencing type people that are very open to allowing me to guide them, right? That have that open-mindedness. Again, because I work with so many different types of personalities, that's been the one that I've been most attracted to. It's just the people that are very open and are positive and are, all about letting us guide them accordingly, right? And I can appreciate the humility on both ends. So that's my favorite type of personality to work with. So yeah. So there you have it, everybody. On behalf of Tony and I, we really appreciate you guys tuning into our first podcast. You got to see a little bit about what the daily lives look like for both Tony and I, not just as an independent realtor, independent lender, but as a team, right? So for more information or to check out this full podcast, feel free to go on to CLS Financial's YouTube page and Alan Silva Realtor YouTube page, and tune in as we will have more of these relevant videos coming your way. Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye, guys.